This is an April reading for my Geminis. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, does not matter how you resonate with this sign. There might be a nugget of wisdom in here for you, so stick around. I bring messages through always and only from the highest vibration of love and light, always and only in the highest good of anyone who receives these messages. So let's get into Gemini for April. So far, I've only done Aries and Taurus. If you're looking for those are up. You're my third video. And Aries and Taurus were both getting kind of, April was bringing an energy that was uncharacteristic for them in order to help them balance within. So let's see. I'm just curious what Gemini, because we got an Aries and a Taurus, we got a fire and an earth, and they got a very similar message of, hey, you're going to be asked to be in an energy that is not your natural state, or not a natural state that you've allowed yourself to be in order for you to feel that contrast and bring the pendulum into a more balanced place, right? Like we tend to, when we try to make changes or to do something different or do something good for ourselves, to change our lives for the better, sometimes we swing the pendulum from one extreme to the other. Like I've known people who just ate junk and fast food and crap and sugar and went like total, like, I don't even, like vegan, paleo, I don't even know, but like just complete and total. And it's not sustainable. You have to eventually bring it somewhere in the middle. I have an 80-20 rule. If you eat really well and take really good care of yourself, 80% of the time, you're doing great. You're doing great. Don't beat yourself up. I know a lot of people aren't hitting that mark, so I don't always either. I don't always. Lately, I've been 60-40, I would say, but no more. I'm shooting for 90-10 these days. So, all right, Gemini, let's do this. This first deck. Okay. I mean, it popped out right after I said, Gemini, let's do this. This is an interesting deck. It's a Magic the Gathering, if you're a TCG player. Magic the Gathering Oracle deck. It is absolutely beautiful. They did an amazing job with it. My kids, all four, play Magic, and so I know how to play, if you're wondering. I can hold my own, but it's something that's been in my house for 20 years. And yeah, and so when they came out with an Oracle deck, I was all in. So this is your overall energy, Gemini, web of drama. Well, don't read too much into it yet. Aresta of the endless web. Let's look at her. Aresta of the endless web. The grand drama of life is everywhere, waiting to snare us in its tangled web. Is it possible to be in the drama and not be affected by it? To have compassion and not lose your emotional balance takes vigilance. I love these really short, sweet messages. They're beautiful. They're perfect, especially for an overall message card. The lore for MTG is Arasta was a dryad who was tricked by Phoenix and turned into a monstrous spider. But you know what this is showing me? So that is actually her, like, thorax, I guess it would be behind her. But you know what this is showing? Maybe not thorax. Whichever is what's the back one? Is that the thorax? But that's her that she's leaning up against. She is a massive spider. But look what she's doing. She's made the best of her situation. She's not allowing it to become, she's not allowing it to take over her life. She's not allowing it to ruin her life. So yes, her example is actually much more visceral than what we're going through as far as what's happening in the world, right? I know very much wrapped up in it, and that's where they're meant to be, and that's beautiful. Applaud them. Not my place at all. I'm not meant to be in that space, but if you are, fabulous, go for it. But it does seem like the drama, and this is so timely too, right? And this deck was, I don't even know how old this deck is. I kind of want to find a year. I'm not even sure when this deck was put out. 2024, so last year, so not too terribly long ago, but still, it's so funny how it's so timely. The grand drama is everywhere. And so don't get caught up in it. That's your overall message, Gemini. Let's keep going, and it'll bring us more. I know it will. because that's how it works. And so next I've got this deck that I've not had out in a while. That is essentially the Seven Sisters. If you don't know the Seven Sisters, it's Orion's belt. It's the Pleiades. Tried to shuffle the book. Don't try to shuffle the book in. And so yeah, let's see what the Seven Sisters have to say. We'll start the story for Geminis. Whew. Your birthday's coming up, Gemini, not too long, less than 2 months. I mean, seriously, 2024 dragged, right? Like I remember January of 2024 lasting like 6 months, and the rest of the year really just took forever. And 2025 is really, it's sailing, right? It's sailing. So let's get the first 3 cards for you, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. And then okay, yeah. Maya, Asterapy, and Maya. 2 Mayas. Interesting. Okay, that is interesting because I've not pulled a Maya yet, and I got 2 of them. So, Geminis, you got this. The ruby star flow. I embody my authentic and sensual essence, and it's showing the root chakra. Okay, it's way down there below our tailbone, right? And so the root chakra, and it's very red, right? It's the color associated with the root chakra. The root chakra is our survival mode. It is, if you think of it, if you believe that we used to be cave dwellers, which I'm sure we were. I don't know that we were Neanderthals, but cave dwellers. If you believe that we lived in caves, then that was the chakra that we primarily lived from, was that lower root chakra, where life was all about staying alive. It was all about finding shelter, finding food, and procreating, and that was it, right? And that is where we lived. And so this is a healing Gemini. Now, to say that, the drama, you Geminis, I'm Gemini rising, so I do feel this to some degree. I feel for a lot of you, the drama is coming through as fear. You're afraid for the life you have, even though, here's the kicker, even though so many of you were not super happy in your lives to begin with and are not. And so now that the change is coming, and there is a threat of everything being, toppled over onto its head, now you're scared, right? Well, what if everything works for the light? And what if this is all divine timing? And what if this is a blessing in disguise? And what if your life being turned upside down is exactly what you needed because you weren't moving? Because you weren't moving on your own. The universe was like, fine, fine, and flipped the table. The universe was fucking sick and tired of playing Monopoly with you, Gemini, because you're cheating. And so the universe flipped the table, right? So 5 is also a big change. What did I just say? What did I just say? Everything's changing. And so I embody my authentic and sensual essence. Okay. So really tune into your body in April. That's what I'm getting. Your body is going to need extra attention in April. Your body is going to scream at you for more attention than what you've been giving it. I talked about like the people shifting their diets. Maybe there is something there for you to look at. Maybe there is something that you need to change, the way you eat, the way you feed your body. Okay. And that could also be with thoughts, with the internal monologue, with the internal, like the cassette player. I'm Gen X, so forgive me. It's a cassette player. Screw you. It's not anything else. The cassette player that is just, but it could be a record player, sure, that is just playing the same shit over and over again. Like, you're not good enough. You're not thin enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not handsome enough. You're not fit enough. You are not worthy in some way of a happy life. That is what's been playing over and over and over. And it's time to be done with that. It's time to really go in and rewrite that message. Okay. It was one of the first things I did. I will tell you, on my journey 12 years ago, it was the first thing that I was faced with. I had to rewrite that inner monologue, or I was not going to be here much longer. I mean, that was just my reality. And my inner monologue was all those things I just said and so much worse. I had gotten to the point where I had gotten painfully thin and I couldn't eat anything, because if I ate anything, I'd be fat again instantly. I did spend a lot of my adult life overweight. And so I had gotten thin and I thought, this is the meaning of life. I did it. I got skinny. And so I refused to eat. And then I couldn't eat. There was just something going on with me. All of a sudden I couldn't eat. And then I was like, shit, now I'm going to starve to death. When I couldn't eat, my body was shutting down. My body was screaming at me to pay attention to it. And so I slowly started to eat a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And what I've discovered was that my inner monologue was affecting my physical body in a very visceral and powerful way. And so if this resonates with you, it's time for you to really look at that tape recording and change what you say to yourself, because words are power, and the way we talk to ourselves takes precedence over what anybody else says. The thing is we've taken in all that programming, right, from everybody else, judging us and putting us down. Anybody who was negative in some way to you from birth, we learn how to create that recording. And so it's time to rewrite that. And I know there are a lot of people, I have a lot of people in my life who are like, well, this is just who I am. And if you can't accept it, and they're toxic, for lack of a better word. They can't hold a relationship. They can't communicate with people on a deep level because they're just sitting in their pain and they're just refusing to move from it. And it's because of that. And I have compassion for them. It's because of that inner recording, just constantly telling them they're not worthy of anything more than what they have. And if anybody tries to challenge that, they lash out, right? And they go into their fear and they attack from that place. And so if you know somebody like that, or if you are somebody like that, your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your guides, your ancestors, your everybody, the universe is screaming at you to rewrite that inner monologue. Okay, you can do it. 36 is the next. I think it's pronounced asteropy. It could be asterope, which is just a weird way to say it. I mean, Diana Prince's aunt is Antiope. It's not Antiope. So that's why I'm thinking it's asteropy. 36, the cosmos, ascend. I connect to oneness and expand my awareness. This is exactly what I'm telling you. This is how you create a better life for yourself. This is how you move to the next level. This is how you do better, be better, and receive better. This is how you do it. You ascend. Okay. It's 36, which is 9, which is coming to the end of a cycle. Okay. 9 is coming to the end of a cycle. You are coming to the end of being able to exist in this old energy. You cannot sustain it anymore. Okay. So if you resist, you can possibly resist until you die. You absolutely can. People do it all the time. I have to fix that. There we go. People do it all the time. You can absolutely resist until your body just will shut down and be done. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'd like you to stick around. I'd like you to stay. We need as many people as we can. We need the 100th monkey. We've already reached that point. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's a very cool story. But we've already reached that point, and the wave is already moving across humanity, demanding that we evolve. Okay, demanding that we take a look at our pain and what we're accepting and what we're settling for and what we're claiming as this is just who I am, and confronting it and giving it its walk-in papers. Okay, bye. Like, it's easier than you think. And if you need help, we all know somebody now, right, that does these kinds of things, past life regression, Reiki, whatever. There's so many modalities out there. Some are somatic, meaning physical, like with the body movements. Some are to do with the brain. And then there's the energy work. It's just, there's so much. I'm sure you know somebody. If you're drawn to me, I do this shit. Okay. I do this. This is what I do. I help people see what they're holding on to, what is screaming at them to be looked at and confronted and released. And I help them release it. Okay. So just, comment, and I will try to, if I remember, I'll put my email in the description. I'll probably forget. So just comment and let me know if you do want to connect with me. My website is also listed, so you can go there and see what else I do. So then we're being asked, you're in the root, you're in fear of your own survival, you're being asked to up level. Okay, you're being asked to up level in April. Then you got number 2. Number 2 is a divine union number, but it is mostly within, right? It has to happen within first. It absolutely has to be a balancing within and a learning how to love yourself exactly how you are, so that then you can affect change, right? The only way to be able to change what we do is to not judge where we are right now. And it says, beloved Zeus, lovers. Oh, it is the lovers. This cosmic union is destined for greatness. Well, there you go. If you have a longing for a partner and you don't have one yet, or if you have a partner, there is going to be a deepening of this relationship. If you have a partner you don't want, then that's probably going to end. If you have a partner you do want, it's going to shift into a much more expanded place. Okay. And it says destined for greatness. There are divine unions coming together all over the place. I do believe that's the path I'm on. I thought I was farther along than I am, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do believe that I'm on that path. So I love this card. I love this card for Geminis. I mean, you are literally the twins. So if if you like the term twin soul, twin flame, it all depends on your definition. I'm not talking about the toxic karmic, contracts that aren't meant to last. I'm talking about that one soul that you are meant to come together with. And not everybody's on this path. Just FYI, if you're rolling your eyes or doesn't resonate, then it's not your path. It's not a big deal. You don't have to judge it. Judging is how we get into, low vibes. So don't judge it. Don't judge anybody else's path. But it's a soul that is destined to, it's two souls that are destined to come back together because they were one. It does not mean they are half a soul. It means they are two whole souls that used to be merged as one whole soul. And so they are going to find each other and come back together. And that's beautiful. And I love that you got that. Whoever that's for Geminis, you guys, you're the ones who are going to really bring that Christ consciousness through, because Christ consciousness, and I wish more people were talking about this. Christ consciousness is not just Yeshua, okay? It's Yeshua and his divine partner, Mary Magdalene. I don't give a shit if you agree with me or not. If you don't, I'm probably not your girl. But Christ consciousness is the divine union. It's not just Jesus. Okay. So I wish more people could just see that and start talking about that. I'm tired of it's all Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I love me some Jesus, but dudes, it's the union. It's both of them. Okay. It's both of them. We got to have the divine feminine, or what's the fucking point? All right. So interesting. Another lover's card it's still there. I've shuffled 3 times. It's still there. All right, fine. You got another eternal love. We'll take these. Why not? And okay, I'm not going to worry about that. This came out for Aries, I believe. And so this is a very pure eternal love. This is definitely for whoever's watching, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm a Gemini rising. I guess I can take it. You are meant to be on this path. Okay. Not every single person with Gemini in their chart, right? It's only people who are watching or who are pulled to this message. And if it resonates with you. But this is a very pure love, the beloveds. But again, it's got to start within. It's got to start with you really committing to a journey of up leveling and looking at your darkness. You have to look at your darkness. You have to let it come to you. You have to confront it. You have to talk to it. Okay. Again, if you need help, reach out to somebody you know who does this kind of thing, please, because even if you do this kind of thing, reach out to somebody who does. You need help. This is what I'm getting, Gemini, is the universe is saying, hey, this is really fucking big. Reach out for help. Okay. Please. Terraform your world, cosmic creatrix. Yeah, because only then, number 4, creating your new foundations. Oh, and this is 43, which is 7, which is cosmic help, which is the universe screaming at you, please do this. Okay. Creating new foundations, terraform your world, cosmic creatrix. I like how she's got a humpback whale, a dolphin. I'm not sure what the other thing is. It looks like 2 dolphins, maybe. But it's a very magical circle in her heart chakra, like it's magical creatures. It's like, once you find that balance within, you call that partner in, or if you are already in the partnership, you deepen that partnership, then you're really going to be able to start creating. There's a I'm going to cry, you guys. I'm going to cry. And not only because I'm so thrilled that this message is coming through, and I am Gemini rising, so I'm taking this to heart, but I am in a very tough spot with the person who I thought was my divine partner, and I'm not sure now, and I hate that. And I used to be the kind of person that would say, "Oh, you will." It's just not true. I've talked to other people who are with their people know that there are people now, but they had doubts. It's normal to have doubts. It's not going to be one of those, it just washes over and you're like absolutely positively certain 1,000% every minute of the day. It's not the case. And so even though I really want it to be this person, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm, if I shed some tears, you'll know why. So you got number 9, which is another 9. I mean, that's 2 nines. And it is raise your frequency, activate the 12 strands. That's very cool. If you don't know 12 strands, we currently have, was it 2 strands of DNA? Yeah, 2, duh, the double helix. Okay. 12 strands. 12. We are 10 have been inactive. We have 12. And so what is that dodecahedron going to look like? So here's something you can do. I don't know. This is just for fun. And then I'll pull a final wrap-up card. I learned through a friend, Jenny Schiltz. She's on Facebook. Find her. She's beautiful. She does a lot of group mass healings and things like that are really cheap. But yeah, it's wonderful. I did a training with her, and she taught to visualize your DNA, the double helix, as 2 dragons intertwined, a divine feminine, divine masculine, intertwined. I even named mine. I'm not going to tell you the names because I don't want you to steal my names. And so you can name them. So you can talk to them and you can watch them move around and you can have them go to certain parts of your body and offer support and you can have them, go and do healing in your body. And you can talk to them and you can activate them. So go do that. Like imagine them as dragons, each strand of your DNA. And then say, hey, let's open and be ready to receive the activation of these other 10 strands. Let's get ready. I have a feeling that mine are like celebrating right now as I'm doing this. They're like, oh my God, yes, that's our brothers and sisters that are finally going to wake up, right? You think about the dragons and their slumber. They sleep for thousands of years. This DNA has been asleep for thousands of years, literally. And so now it's time to wake it up. So I love that. But it's also 9 coming to the end of a cycle, which you got up here. So yeah, you're coming to the end of a cycle. You are coming into union within, you're coming into union without, if that is your path. If it's not your path, then you're coming into union within, and you're going to be able to start creating your own legacy and your own abundance and the life that you want in a big way. So that's beautiful too. And then you're going to create new foundations where you're going to really start creating that life. And then you're going to wrap up another phase of your life, which is kind of going to be the end of working from just 2 strands of DNA, really. I mean, let's go with that. All right, so that makes sense. All right, Gemini, I got the Magic the Gathering deck out again. Let's pull a wrap-up card for you, and we will end this reading. So a lot of love, a lot of divine partnership coming through for you. That is really beautiful. Let me know if that resonates, because I love to know. I love to meet other people on the path. I know I'm on the path. I'm just not sure, because I have the deep longing. If you have a deep longing to have a partner who just is on this deep soul level, that's just always there with you, then you're on the path. And yeah, surrendering. I'm just surrendering to whatever. Okay, let's get a wrap-up card for Gemini, please, for this beautiful reading. Yeah, that works. Exhaustion. Okay, interesting, because I think, well, either Aries or Taurus got this. This is your wrap-up card, and so you're allowed to rest. So exhaustion comes through. It's Titan's burden. Like he has been tasked with pushing this. This is mythology, right? Like he has to push the. There we go. Most of us are lugging around some heavy weight. It could be the emotional armor that protects us, a painful memory, or a crushing sense of responsibility. Here we go, Gemini. And my body's responding. This is what's coming through. Is we're done excusing and justifying our pain because it's my armor. It keeps me safe. It's made me who I am. Yeah, great. Time to let it go. Okay, time to let it go. That pain has got to go. Painful memory, crushing sense of responsibility. Okay, so Gemini, who do you feel responsible for? I think for anybody watching, it's going to be different for whoever's watching. For a lot of people, it's just simply immediate family, like partner and kids, or maybe even just kids. But for some of you, it might be siblings, might be parents. For some of you, well, probably for all of you too, on a grander scale, it is humanity. Like if you're a star seed, if you're watching me, then you're a star seed, and you just feel. And I'm a life path 9, which you got 2 9s here. If you don't know your life path, look that up. That does not change because that's based on your birth date. And life path 9s are humanitarians. We just want to save the whole world. And so for a lot of you, but that's a starseed thing too. And it comes with a downside that we call the savior complex, that we are also needing to heal, right? We cannot truly save anyone but our own human selves. And so that's what we're working on, is figuring out, oh, okay, we're supposed to show them how to do it by example. We're not supposed to drag them along and do it for them. No, you can't do that. So let's see. If you're lugging around such a burden, find out what it is that binds you to the boulder. What is keeping you pushing that boulder up the hill? Release yourself or risk becoming exhausted. So it's time to let go of the pain. So that's what you're going to be coming to the end of, like this. Oh gosh, guess what? You're evolving as a human. Now you have a lot more to work with, because you're going to be stepping into your expanded humanness, right? Like we're all going to be doing it, and we've never been there before. Okay, so we've always been trapped in these little 2 DNA, self-imposed prisons. Now we're going to be expanding like crazy. And so coming to the end of that cycle, you're going to be releasing a lot of that pain. And so this is, remember, this is all just April. And so if you've got divine partners coming in, again, something in that relationship is going to shift in a good way. I love that. Or if you're not with your divine partner and you're with somebody, then it will fall away. I mean, that's, so allow yourself to grieve that, even if you know it's best for you. But yeah, like Sisyphus from Greek myth, that's what I was thinking, is Sisyphus is tasked, I think, by Zeus to push this boulder up the mountain forever, and it's his punishment. This titan eternally pushes a boulder up a hill as punishment for displeasing the gods. Yeah. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to continually work, 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 and push yourself. You're allowed to rest. So at the end of April, coming into May, allow yourself a break, right? Schedule it in if you have to. Schedule in a retreat of some sort. Get away to a quiet place, or whatever feeds your soul, right? Whatever gets you connected to your center, and allow yourself to take a break from taking care of everybody else, right? Okay, so that's your reading, Gemini. I hope this resonates. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Sometimes I'm able to clarify some questions, but let me know how this resonated, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. Love you guys.